Hey everyone, welcome to our November 2025 Release Number 20 live giveaway. We got a great show for you tonight. We got the crew here and very special guest tonight, Mr. Daniel Nussbaum from Z-Man Fishing Products. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on the team. We got Michael, Carrie, we got Don from Mississippi, and of course Adam. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hey, everyone.
All the enthusiasm as usual.
Well, Don's got all those deer heads in the background. Nobody else got any deer heads in their background, so kind of compete.
Y'all got big trout, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Don, why don't you have a 30-inch trout hanging above your TV?
No kidding.
I ain't got a 30-inch one yet. He's still on the. I'm still on the hunt.
You get him. You got a 29 though. I know that.
29 and a 29 3/4.
Woo.
Wow.
That's a heartbreaker. 29
Yeah.
3/4.
It sure
I'd have kept
was.
that in the live well for about 3 months, and then you'd get your 30-incher.
Feeding it shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was late. Caught him in April down in Port Mansfield.
That's
awesome.
a great fish, though. My goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught Adam. Was that 23 inches that I caught last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I thought it was a redfish the whole time coming in. But
They get to be that big and bigger. They're just like a different animal. Like
they deep. That's the difference.
used to seeing like the typical size trout, and you're like, oh my god, that's giant.
Yeah.
So we were just talking off camera about no one's really had much of a fishing report. I kind of can recap a little bit. Ralph and I just did the Southern Redfish Cup in Charleston, and man, I don't think they could have picked a harder day to have a redfish tournament because it was high tide all day pretty much and really cold, and we just had 2 days of rain before that. So it was like all Ralph and I could do to sort of figure it out. And we had a strategy, and the strategy completely blew up on us because where we fish is the Cooper River here, and it's like fed by a couple hydroelectric dams that come from the whole upstate, and they must have had those things wide open because of the rain, I guess. And it should have been mid-tide when we arrived. And the strategy that I had was, well, let's go there while the water's still low enough. We can try to get them while the water's low, and then we'll have to grind while it's high tide. Well, we show up there, and it was 6 inches from the high tide line, and coming in strong. And I was like, oh no,
Hey,
now what
David,
are we gonna do? So yeah,
is that an hour run for you? to
Yeah.
go? Yeah, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
So you missed
Hour
2
run.
hours of fishing.
Yep.
But y'all caught some fish. I mean, I seen your video. Looked
Yeah.
like y'all got on some oversized spots, huh?
So the other thing is we have had several poor redfish spawns. And when you learn about redfish, they only spawn during a couple months of the year. So what you get in the estuaries, you get like different step changes in lengths. So the 1-year-olds this time of year are going to be 14 to 16, maybe 17 inches. The 2-year-olds are going to be that upper slot, 20 to 23. 3-year-olds are going to be 27 to 30.
Oh, really? Wow.
So where we fish up the creeks, like the Ashley and Cooper River, we've only been seeing year 1 and year 3. Like we might get one in the 2-year-old year class, maybe one a trip if we're lucky. And usually it's like you can find them all over the place. So we knew we were kind of going to need some luck. And the fact that we had those really tough tides and all that water, we just couldn't find any 2-year-olds. So I think we had 7 1-year-olds and we had 2 3-year-olds. We ended up mid-pack, but yeah, next year's going to be great for a redfish tournament. So there's going to be 1 million upper slots swimming around. So, but anyway, other than that, I went to North Carolina to trout fish with Josh Sutton, and we had a really good trip. I had 4 24-inch trout. Didn't have any giants, but we get 24 inch trout. It's like an awesome fish. So,
Was it cold, Dave?
yeah, it was cold.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me pull on the thing presentation, and I wanted to show real quick our end of November stats. We're up to year to date 8,279 fish released, and last year's total was 7,374. So we're almost 1,000 beyond last year, and guessing we'll have 750 to 1,000 fish entered in December just because it's a real strong month, which is good. That's like a 20-something% increase. And I think with some of the irons we have in the fire, it's likely to be a lot higher going forward. So, got a little comment here from Keith. Hey, Keith. This evening, guys. 4 more inches of snow in the past week. Too cold early, and concerned about another big Virginia kill. See, we lost half our trout biomass last winter. Yeah, I hate that, man. You mentioned to Keith on Facebook. I'm concerned too because it's cold it's cold early this year.
It was last year too.
All we need is like a snow event or something, and we're looking at another knockback as well.
Yeah.
But thing is, like, it's Mother Nature's out of our control, so it's not worth grousing or worrying about it. I guess just means you got to travel to find to find some trout. But it does kind of suck. Let's see. Okay. Another announcement. So Captain Bob radio show, he's got his 12 giveaways of Christmas event on December 22nd up in Myrtle Beach area. Myself, I'm planning to be there. Dawson from the board is going to go. Not sure if any other guys who can make it, but the party benefits release number 20, and he's been such a great supporter. If you've listened to his show, he's got like 4 release over 20 commercials every single episode. So I'm really proud to go up there and support him on December 22nd. If you can make it, it's in Surfside Beach, so it's like the Murrells Inlet, Myrtle Beach-ish area. Should be a good time. Next, I wanted to review this again. I'm going to let Michael sort of take the lead on this, but basically we're transitioning in the very near future to an app-based system. And the motivation for it is that it's difficult to enter fish right now. It's too much of a barrier. It's too difficult when you have a lot of fish to enter. We're trying to make that as seamless as possible. And we're very fortunate we got Michael on our board, who is a web specialist and app designer. So, Michael, if you want to maybe talk about the status of it and like the rollout plan, kind of what you're thinking right now.
Yeah, so we're actually super close to get this in everybody's hands. So, as Dave said, the kind of the impetus is to just make it easier to enter fish, and that was the kind of the layout that I was trying to aspire to as we kind of went through this. So generally the pictures are going to be on your phones, right? So it shouldn't take more than a few seconds to load a catch. You'll be able to edit it, you can delete it, and you'll be able to see your log there. And then I've also built in some stats as well that kind of mirror what we have online. And we'll continue to kind of grow and iterate on that. But I'm hoping we'll be able to go live in January, trying to figure out the actual plan for that. So before everybody entering fish today, you'll know when it's live because you'll go to the site to enter a fish, and there's going to be a link to either go to the iOS App Store, or there'll be a link to go download from Google Play. So if you use iPhone or Android, it'll be pretty simple. You'll just go in. It's pretty intuitive to kind of get signed up. And when you log in the first time, there's like a little onboarding flow. It'll walk you through like 3 or 4 steps. So that submit catch button will actually say onboarding. You'll hit that. It'll walk you through a couple of steps. And then after that, you can start doing submissions. So we're pretty close. it'll definitely kind of keep everybody posted on that. But I honestly really hoping for January at the late, like February is generous. January is only a stretch because of the holidays. And there's a lot of competing factors happening in the last couple of weeks of December. So, but yeah, everything's pretty much up and ready and looking forward to get it in the hands and having some people bat it around. And we'll just kind of take it from there and see what feedback we get.
Yeah, I think we're gonna reach out to a few of our power users and get it in their hands a little early just to kind of vet it a little bit, right, Michael?
Yes, yeah, that's the I'm gonna go through and a lot of the people we say on the boards every month. I'm hoping will want to help us kind of get put it through the paces a little bit, get some early feedback, and then we'll open it up for everybody else.
Yeah, and we did reach out to like Jimmy Skinner, who's our #1 guide, and asked him for like what he would like it to be, and he gave us some feedback, and that's kind of formed a little bit about how we design this. So I'm excited. I hope y'all are too. We're just trying to make it better as we go. So stay tuned on that. I just wanted to again acknowledge Michael's company, Technical Angler. It's kind of a fledgling app design business, but he's doing this pro bono for us, and the least we can do is help him promote his business. So thank you, Michael,
Yeah,
for all you've done. I know you
My
put
pleasure.
literally hundreds of hours into it so far. So
a couple hours. Yes, yeah.
a couple hours.
to,
Yeah.
to do it right and make it secure and stable and long lived, there's just some things you can't pass over. So
Yeah, you've done a lot
we're
with
gonna get it
security
in
and
good shape.
stuff, right? Yeah.
We appreciate you, Michael, for sure.
It's been fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, here's an exciting part of the show. So I'm really honored to have Daniel Nussbaum from Z-Man join us tonight. Daniel I've known Daniel now for probably, longer than I've been business partners with him, but I've been business partners with him for like 12 years through iStrike, and couldn't ask for a more like great partner, just generous and honest, and always give us the benefit of the doubt, and just it's just a huge honor to be a part of Z-Man. I think they're the premier lure company in the business, mostly because of their people behind the products, but also because of the products. If you don't fish them, you should at least give them a try. And also want to acknowledge the fact that Z-Man has been a sponsor of our in-kind sponsor. If you've seen their products in our giveaways, literally since I started this thing in the spring of 2020, and there's never been any hesitation when I've reached out to ask for re-upping or whatever like that. But also they've gone a step further and actually come out with a new product called a Thick Trick, which is a really great new lure, which we're going to talk about a little bit. But we get a little royalty on the sale of those. So if you ever go out there and buy a pack of Thick Tricks off the shelf, it benefits us. So that's going to be a game changer for us going forward, and we're just really, really proud and honored to have him with us. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Daniel. And hey, Daniel, let me just figure out how to expand you here. There we go. How's it going, Daniel? Can you hear us okay?
Dave, I've got no audio right now. I can just hear Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're in good hands, buddy.
Let's
You
go
don't
with
get to
all
worry about
punishment,
the rest of that.
Carrie, take it over,
For some
buddy.
reason, everybody else just dropped out. So, Carrie,
weird.
you were saying you wanted Dave to handle talking to me. I guess you're out of luck here.
Well, he already did that though, Daniel. You didn't hear a word of it. But you
Okay.
know what? It was a very nice introduction though. Thank you
I'll
for
take your
what you
word
guys
for it.
do for us.
We have to
appreciate
listen back.
No, I appreciate everything that y'all do. Great partnership for us. It's great to have folks that are interested in supporting our fisheries and have that great conservation ethic that, enable us to sell the products that we make. So I appreciate it.
For sure.
Kerry, you're in charge, buddy. He can only hear you.
Oh, you can only hear me, Daniel.
I can only hear you for
That
some
is
reason.
so crazy. All right, well,
Might be a
I
I
glitch
think
on-
Dave, I think Dave
apologize.
fixed that up.
I don't know what I did.
they're talking, Daniel. I don't even know what they're talking, really. But we'll go to David. Do you want to go to the giveaways, or what do you want to
No,
do?
I want you to ask him about the thick tricks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the thick trick, Daniel.
Okay.
Okay. So the thick trick is it took me a little while to get them because iStrike was out of them where I ordered them from, but I just got mine in like 3 days ago. Now I got it in Mood Ring because that seems to be a hot color for us right now for me.
It is,
But-
and that's the go-to old school trout trick color. Works in any water conditions, really. So one of my go-tos as well.
I did a video once about catching on, I don't know what it was, maybe Purple Death or something.
Mhm.
And it was like that. It was the hot ticket. And then it wasn't 3 days later that C.A. Richardson did a video about purple is the color that fish see the best.
Yeah.
The main color that fish see. And so I thought he was kind of like, yeah, I thought CA was kind of like, so let's see what Kerry was thinking.
Well, I mean, he's right. I mean, purple's one of those colors it's a great all-around color because it'll show up in dirtier water. It still has that kind of darker kind of shadow where it's still visible to the fish, but in clear water, which we get a lot of this time of year, or clearer than warmer. It's not something that looks terribly unnatural or is too, bright or loud that really turns the fish off. So that's one reason why it's a real go-to and just a super versatile color.
So the thick trick,
Mhm.
what is the difference between it and just the trout trick?
Yeah, so the trout trick is it's like a 5-inch, and it's really more of like a worm-like profile. And it's definitely effective, but it's a lot longer than conventional inshore baits. When you match it up with a trout eye jig head, there's a lot of plastic behind the hook. So I always found myself kind of clipping off the front 1.5 inches or so of a trout trick to shorten it up. And it's not a very big profile. It makes it a little awkward to rig, and it doesn't match up with a lot of the forage. Just kind of that deeper body kind of profile that you might see from like a mullet or a menhaden. So the thick trick kind of takes all the great aspects of the trout trick, kind of that slender tail, the rib body. A lot of people, including Bob Sanders, who invented the trout trick himself, think that when you twitch that trout trick, you give it 2 sharp jerks and let it sink to the bottom, that those ribs are, emit a real subtle vibration. So the thick trick still captures that, but it's a little bit, stockier profile, still that straight tail that gives that darting action. But it's, because it's a thicker profile, I feel like it casts a little bit better. It's a little harder material, so it doesn't wag around as much. When you go to cast it, doesn't stretch out as much when you go to cast it. So I think it kind of takes everything that's great about the trout trick and kind of makes it even better for, the type of inshore fishing that we all love to do.
I'm really, really, really excited to try it. Adam and I our winters, when Adam gets on the boat with me or I'm on the boat with Adam, it's pretty much jerk shads for us, that's just how it is. And you just twitch them a little bit. I'm assuming that's going to have the same kind of a profile where all you got to do is just let it move a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the trout trick, it's one of those baits where there's really no wrong way to fish it. I feel like, Bob Sanders, who developed it, was a real advocate of two, sharp jerks and then letting it sink to the bottom on what he called a semi-slack line. You want it to sink naturally. You want your line tight enough so when a fish grabs it on the fall, which they usually do grab it on the fall, you can still feel that bite. I mean, to me, the great thing about the trout trick and the reason why, ElaZtech material made it even better is because the ElaZtech material floats, and with that profile, there's really no wrong way to fish it, right? I mean, you can hop it on the bottom real slow. I mean, I'll even drag it and almost dead stick it in the wintertime when the fish get really, especially those redfish, and that tail is going to float up off the bottom. So, personally, I've always been a 4-inch jerk shad kind of guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, that's my stranded on a desert island bait, a 4-inch jerk shad, and this 3.75-inch thick trick is, I think, really similar in application, but it's going to give you a little bit more, aggressive darting action. It's a more durable bait, which is great this time of year when you get into a school of fish and you can catch, 30, 40, 50 fish out of a school. You're not having to reach for another bait. So, to me, it's just another profile that kind of fits that jerk shad kind of family, but just gives them a little bit different look, some different colors, a little bit different action.
And for all of our guys that are listening right now, Z-Man, they were good enough to give us for, everything they sold on their thick trick. They gave us a portion of it. And I hope it's okay that I say this, but the first thing we received was like over $2,000. And you can't imagine how far that goes when you're a nonprofit organization like we are, that nobody gets paid except for the girl that sends out our mail. We pay her so much, and the girl that does our Instagram stuff, but it's minimal. I mean, no, we don't get paid. David Flatt doesn't get paid. So it's huge, Daniel. And I want to say this again. Thank you very much, because we do.
Well, I appreciate that, Kerry, but it's huge for us what you do. And, it's something that's really important. I think it's, just been amazing the last few years to see the traction that the Release Over 20 movement has made and how it's educated anglers. And, we're excited to be able to give something back. But I think the best thing about all of this is, and our hope is that it'll really help raise awareness, because we put a Release Over 20 on every single bag of thick tricks. They'll be sold in tackle shops from Texas up through Virginia this year, and in chain stores like Bass Pro Shops and Academy. So that's our goal, is to help you, spread the word and help educate folks about your mission, because we really believe in it and we believe in what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much. David, can you hear me?
Yeah. Ask Daniel how he names his colors and what's his favorite name.
Okay. Daniel, got a question for you. It's coming from David. He says, how do you name your colors and what's your favorite name? I got to tell you, my brother's kids, so my nieces and nephews, they fished with me maybe 3 different summers, and their favorite color was Purple Death. They loved saying it. We caught a lot of fish on it too, but they love saying, "Oh man, I got it on a Purple Death." So
naming the colors it's kind of the most fun part of it. And I think we've got some great color names, and there's some great color names out there before we came along. I mean, you think of Electric Chicken. I mean, who came up with that, right? So a lot of our names are kind of riffs off of things that currently exist. Like, we've got a fried chicken color. I mean, I said, and we make it in that thick trick. I said, it's one of my favorite colors is, there's an electric chicken. Why isn't there a fried chicken? But we completely brainstorm for our names. I mean, you should hear some of the ones that we didn't choose because they may have been a little bit too off color.
I would love to hear those.
That sort of thing. But my favorite color name, and it's not really a saltwater color, is is a name that Brian Latimer, he's one of our freshwater pros, although he loves to come down here and saltwater fish this time of year when he's not on tour. We've had some great days, catching trout and reds together. But it was probably about 11:30 on a Friday night, and my phone rang, and I picked up my phone and I looked at it, and it said Brian Latimer, and I said, "Hey, B-Lat, what's up? Is everything okay? Like, why is he calling me at 11:30?" So I got the best color name ever. Like, what's that, Brian? I'm sleeping here. Yoga pants. You got to call a color yoga pants. So we made a color. I mean, it's basically black. I mean, the most unexciting color, and we called it yoga pants. And damn if it's not one of our best-selling freshwater.
Oh my gosh!
So, I mean, good colors are great, but when you match a great color with a great name, we see the sales go through the roof. So that's kind of one of the fun parts of it all.
Tell him I'm a shrimp po' boy guy.
Don Ballius wanted me to tell you that he's a po' boy guy.
Shrimp po' boy. Yep.
Yeah.
That was one of the names that I came up with back in the day.
Was it really?
One of my favorite colors too. Great wintertime color here. Clear body, bright chartreuse tail, little flake in it. Yep.
Don's shaking his head. Yes.
Yep.
My favorite name is Morningwood.
Morningwood is David's favorite name.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that probably barely.
You don't have to tell us who came up with that.
Yeah, we've got some, subtle pop culture references in there that a lot of people might not get. And, if you study the names hard enough, you could probably figure out some cool stuff. But we're up to about 440 different colors that we make now.
Wow. We're giving away Creole croakers tonight and redfish toad.
Perfect. Redfish toad's one of my favorites.
It's a really good. In fact, that's what Adam and I threw pretty much all last winter dead sticking.
Yeah.
It's
that 4-inch shirt shed and redfish toad, I'd always have one of those tied on.
Yeah.
Where did Beer Run come from?
Beer Run. Where'd Beer Run come from?
So that was we did a series of colors with C.A. Richardson, and from Flats Class TV.
Yeah.
Who's a big supporter of Release Over 20. He's come up here for the event before, and just a great guy. And he came up with some colors. He had what were they? He had Beer Run. He had it was like a White Russian kind of color. I forget what he called it though. And then he had a trout sickle color. That's one of my favorites. That kind of purple with pearl belly. So we did a series of colors with him. And a tater salad was another C.A. Richardson original.
Oh, was it really? Okay.
We let him come up with the colors, and he came up with the names. Some of them are good names, and some of them, we kind of shrug our shoulders at a little bit.
Yeah, but you can't say no to CA.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, we asked him about some of the products that came out with this year at ICAST.
Yeah, so David's asked me to talk about some of the new products that you guys came out this year with ICAST. If you could talk about
and we've always got a really, healthy slate of new products. We came out with about 15 this year. The Trout Trick, Thick Trick is one of them. But, on the saltwater side, the ones that I've really been fishing a lot are our new Prawn Stars LB. That's the loose body version of the Prawn Stars, which is, an unrigged shrimp bait. I mean, there's a lot of realistic, rigged shrimp baits out there, but not a lot of realistic unrigged shrimp baits out there that you can rig on a jig head.
Yeah.
And this is one that matches up perfectly with a Texas eye if you want to throw it weedless, with a, trout eye or a swim bait eye jig head if you want to throw it with an exposed hook. So it just gives you a lot more versatility. It lets you throw it in places that you couldn't throw our regular pre-rigged Prawn Stars. Or if you're, fishing deeper channel edges, you can weight it a little bit more and get it to, sink head first, so it'll sink a little bit faster and get down to depth. The ones that I'm really excited about for the next couple of months are the smaller sizes of our rigged Prawn Stars. We came out with a 2.5 and a 3-inch, and the last month or so, that 3-inch for me on the redfish has just been fire. I mean, it just, matches the size of the shrimp they're eating perfectly. And then when it gets really cold, last year, December, January, when the water got really cold and the fish really, get a little bit sluggish and lethargic and they're only feeding on little stuff, that little 2.5-inch bait, you would just drag it real slow through those redfish schools, and it was about the only thing that could get bit. So, right about now, the next few weeks is when I'm going to start throwing that one. So those are really some of our great inshore saltwater baits. On the freshwater side, one of the cool things that we did, and I'm looking forward to fishing these in saltwater. I haven't yet, but we came out with these fuzzy baits. They've got these silicone strands that run through the baits. And it's kind of a Japanese trend that a lot of bass anglers here have latched onto. But I'm really interested to see, how that works in saltwater, because I think it'll give these baits like a real, shrimpy kind of look, like it looks like the legs on a shrimp. And we do a little 2.75-inch TRD, our Ned rig bait with these silicone strands running through them. So I'm excited to fish that one, even in saltwater the next few months.
I'm not a huge fan of the shrimp profile. I don't know why, because maybe it's because I don't know how they actually act in water.
You need to try it.
Yeah, but the Pronstar though is so realistic that it's easy to throw.
It is. It's easy to throw. I mean, it's the kind of bait anybody can catch fish on. I mean, you can put it under a popping cork and hand it to a complete novice and tell them just to, keep that cork moving a little bit. If you're trout fishing with it, it really takes a lot more discipline to fish that bait well, because it's a real slow sink. And, for trout fishing, what I found is the more that you move it around, the less likely you are to get bit. So it's really more of a matter of tossing it up current, fishing it kind of on that same semi-slack line we were talking about, where Bob Sanders would let the trout trick fall. You have just enough tension on it to where you can feel it, but you kind of just let it sweep with the current, just like a real shrimp. I do a lot of skinny water fishing, 2 feet or less, sight fishing for redfish. I've kind of had tunnel vision on that the last few years, and it's a great bait for that application, because a lot of the time those fish are really keyed in on shrimp. It casts pretty well. It sinks really slow. It doesn't hang up easy. It looks like the real thing. So it's just a really versatile bait. But it's not the kind of bait that you're going to, twitch and hop a lot like you would a jerk shad or a trout trick. It definitely can take a little bit more discipline, especially in the winter, to catch fish on it.
Daniel, I was asleep in bed at 3:00 in the morning, and I jumped. My wife was like, "What in the heck are you doing?" And I was like, "I was setting the hook." I did this in my sleep. I mean, I literally went like that, and she was like,
"Did you get him?"
I think I did.
Yeah.
But it was that was when the trout bite has been on for 3 weeks, and it's like every third cast you're going to catch something, in the winter time or the fall. And Adam and I caught like 96 fish or something one afternoon.
That's awesome.
And I think it was about that time whenever I set the hook in bed.
Yep.
But anyway, David, do you have anything else?
I just want just tell them thank you, and we'll wrap it up and move on to our results.
Daniel, David says to tell you thank you, and we're going to move on.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry I'm not able to hear. I've just been messing with you, Dave. I could hear you all along.
Perfect. Well, you know who he just wants to talk to, right, David?
For you, but I appreciate y'all having me on.
Hey, Daniel, I'd
really
love to have you
appreciate
on my boat someday.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it.
I'd love to. I know Adam would love to. The three of us get out. It'd be fun. Michael, Michael too. But
let's do it.
Thanks for what you do. Appreciate you.
Right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Adam, turn your phone off.
That's me.
Who is that? Oh, it's
Me.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Hopefully you watch this back and you can see my intro. I wanted to put a few save the dates out there. So Sunday, March 15th, at Carrie's house, we're going to have our annual fundraiser event. It's going to be really cool. We're going to have some details coming up about it, but maybe Carrie, you want to talk a little bit about what the overall kind of thought is on the day?
Well, sure, I'd be glad to. I know that before I ever met David Flad, I was sitting on my porch right over here at the cabin, and I had Adam help me with this. Kevin Jackson was out here, who is SC Fishtails, did some videos, and he and I are sitting out here, and I was like, there's got to be a way we can raise money for Release Over 20. This is before we were ever nonprofit, any of that. And we talked about doing an oyster roast or something out here. Well, here we are, 6 years later or something, we're going to do it. So I've got 5 acres on a Deepwater Creek, right on a bend. Got plenty of places to park vehicles. We'll have a couple of Kawasaki mules that'll have wagons attached to them. Jump on the back of a wagon on hay bales, and we'll bring you down. It's a quarter of a mile to get from the top down here to the bottom. And we're going to do an oyster roast down here. So, Don, if you want to come in, you can come in. We got room for you.
I'd love to. I'd love to get up that way.
Well,
I really want to go fish with Josh Sutton if I can make it at that same time.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's what we got going on for
Just
Sunday.
to build
March.
on what Carrie's saying, like Carrie's wife is a publisher of our local paper, and he goes to like 10 million of these fundraisers, and he's like, I hate going to all these things. And we're like, well, let's make this one that we look forward to. So we're just hoping to make it music, oysters, building the community, hang out, have a great time. Not a lot of lectures and things like we did at the Castle Ford event.
And child friendly, David.
And family friendly, most importantly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll have we'll give out our awards for our state leaders and special awards and stuff like that. And if they can't make it, we'll send it to them. But hopefully, a lot of them will be able to make it. So yeah, look forward to that. So put that in your calendar, March 15th. The other one is Saturday, April 11th. We're looking to do our 3rd annual Pure Flats / Release Over 20 trout tournament out of Hopedale, Louisiana. And like Adam and I were there last year, stayed at Greg Sample's place. It was freaking awesome. We had so much fun. Tournament was great. Cliff Hall is just the awesomest guy in the world. Don was there. It was just a lot of fun. So I hope we can keep growing that tournament and just keep planting the seeds of conservation down in Louisiana. And that group has attracted a great group of people. We'll keep that rolling. So let's recap the month. So we had 768 entries in November, which is outstanding. 330 trout, 386 red drum, 5 sheepshead, 5 flounder, and 42 striper. So that striper entry just keeps going up, which is cool. Our top 10 overall, Caleb Tomberlin with 69 fish entered, which is outstanding. Robert Montana is usually right there. He's usually our number 1, but he's very close with 46. Brian Ford, local Charleston guy, 41. He's been killing it. John Archambault, he's a good buddy of mine, former SCDNR biologist, with 15 to run out the top 10.
And David Flad, number 5,
Yeah,
with 26. I know you're not going to toot your own horn, so somebody's got to do it for you.
Appreciate that. It's definitely a time of year you can put some numbers up for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. Some of the new views I created for folks in the app, they'll be able to see I think I put 20, which will leave a little bit more room, right, to get on the board. But it doesn't mean we have to show that here. But we're trying to give people more kind of visibility, just kind of across the board on where folks were.
That's awesome. Little message for you there, Don, from Keith.
Mid-March. See, that's when I'm going to. I'll be coming back from Port Mansfield on March 14th.
You got to get your priorities straight, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm trying. We're going down
All
there
right.
for 3 days.
Hey.
Top 10 for Red Drum. Brian Ford, local guy, 36. He's been whacking them. Took 9 to make the top 10 with Ben Merce.
Dang.
Here in Charleston, we can definitely put the numbers up this time of year.
I was 3 away from being on that board.
You know, you got to step it up, buddy.
All in the trip that David took me on.
You got to
I
stop dreaming
David-
and start fishing, Kerry.
David Flad, I think we released 12 redfish over 20.
Yeah, we each had 6, I
Okay.
think.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah. So top 10 speckled trout, Caleb Tomerlin with 58. It's hard for me to even comprehend.
Wow.
In 1 month. Wow. Keith, they're 23. Good job, Keith. And it took 8 to make it top 10. Chandler Ebeling with 8. Don, there's Don, number 7.
Yeah, for sure.
11. Smacking them.
Don't see Daryl on there, Don.
Yeah.
Guess you
No,
took
where's
it to
Daryl?
him.
Yeah, Adam, where's Daryl?
Yeah, you took it to him this month, huh, Don?
Well, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn.
I'm sure you don't rub that into him at all.
No.
We don't do that. We partners. We have a little fun with it.
Yeah. Okay. Top 10 striper. We had Robert Montana with 15.
Wow.
Took just
Hey,
just
David.
1. He'd make the top 10.
David, why are you 6 and I'm 7 when we both got 2?
Well, you see, you know.
Lost. You lost.
Honestly, I have no idea.
I gotta tell you.
mine first.
I got to tell you, David, my 7th cast, it was my 7th cast with a topwater. David picks a great day for us to go fishing, puts me on his little flatty, and puts a rod in my hand and said, okay, here's where I want you to cast. My 7th cast was a 27-inch striper.
Wow.
It was an awesome, awesome day. I don't know why I'm 7 and he's 6, but still.
Those things school up like bass, like regular bass.
Yes. What they do is they this time of year, once they turn over to feeding on fish, they'll ball up that bait in the balls and they'll push them to the surface and just blow them up. And I haven't seen that behavior here in 10 years, but my partner Ralph saw it recently.
Wow.
When you do, man, it's like, oh my God, it's like a whole acre of the water will just be white water.
Wow.
And like little bait fish will be flying in the air. But it only lasts like 30 seconds. Then they sound and they disappear.
That's what white bass do too in lakes. I don't know if you've ever chased white bass, but they'll be exploding all over the place. You can't catch them, because they're moving the whole time.
Yeah.
They're hard to follow.
You definitely can catch the striper when they do that if you're in
Can you?
casting range. For that reason, I usually don't fish in the fall without a topwater tied on to a rod within arm's reach.
Gotcha.
In the very slight chance that it might happen, but if you're not ready, you're going to be really sorry that you missed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Carrie. I had a really great day fishing with you. That day
was a great day. Thank
really
you
fun.
again.
Of course. There's only 2 people who entered Sheep's Head. There was Josh Carpenter with 4 and Jeremy Griner with 1. And then 5 flounder, and only 1 each person. Again, I don't know why it puts one over the other, but it's that time of year where flounder are moving offshore, so it's less and less likely to get 20-inch flounder. Oop. Blank page there. By state, we had South Carolina again in the lead, 226 entries, mostly driven by our very active guides here in the state. Virginia in second place, so it's good to see Virginia start turning on. I know they had that knockback with Freeze last year. Florida, as you'll see, I think in the next slide, we're having a lot of participation from Salt Strong chapters, which I think is great. And that's probably driving the Florida numbers up, which is cool to see. And of course, I always love to see Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, getting on board. Pretty awesome.
We need to get our boy Dan from Savannah.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, I
start.
don't think he's been
posting
really
some stuff.
participating very much. Maybe he'll get the app and start
Yeah,
get
I might have
doing
to
it.
reach out to him.
So the guide program again is a clean sweep, top 4 South Carolina guides. Jimmy Skinner again in the lead. Notably, Captain Tanya in second place with 20
All
entries.
right.
Love to see that.
Wow.
Tanya and I are going to fish together Friday, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. We got Evan, our Northwest Florida rep, in 5th place with 4 entries, and it took 2 just to make the top 10.
So number 4, David, is Captain Jerry Candezio.
Yes, he's the one you delivered the thing to, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to meet him. I met his wife, but it's funny because didn't he call you and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is this guy legit? Who is this guy? Is he legit?
I'm trying
Yeah,
to give him a
he
free
is.
bucket." I drove all the way to Myrtle Beach to give him this bucket, and he was like, called David and said, "Hey, is this guy legit?" So,
No, he's not. Turn him away.
no,
Okay. The businesses and organizations we've got released over 20. That's basically the board and state reps had 57 entries, which is pretty cool. Salt Strong Charleston in second place. I strike, those are pretty much all my fish. But look at the participation from Salt Strong in Florida. St. Pete chapter, Tampa chapter, Space Coast chapter, Big Bend chapter. And then the Low Country Kayak Anglers who are here in Charleston with 11. It's good to see them.
David, when
Yeah.
you enter, do you enter under iStrike or release over 20?
Both.
Oh, you do? Both of them?
Yeah, you can pick more than one that you qualify.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you enter, you should check the release over 20 because it's for the board and the state reps only.
Okay, gotcha.
And again, if you are part of an organization or company and you want to sort of compete, we're giving a trophy away to the leader. And of course, release over 20 is not going to be eligible to win. We may very well win it because we participate a lot, but whoever's the next highest will get a trophy for like the conservation organization of the year. So all you got to do is just sign your company up, and then it'll show up on the list, and you can just select it.
Yeah,
That easy, very simple.
pretty simple.
All right, let's go to the giveaway. So
Okay.
this is the first one, captain's giveaway.
Okay, so this is November giveaway, and we've got an AFTCO key float and a koozie. Got Pure Flats soft plastics and a sticker from Pure Flats. Drum Spots playing cards, Drum Spots alphanumeric medium T-shirt in light blue heather. Q8 artificial baits, Epoch koozie, and then we've got the release over 20/hook shirt. We don't have a picture of that hook shirt.
Yeah,
do
we really need to include that, I think, because it's a big part of the giveaway, right? It's
Yeah. It really is. I mean, it's a $25 value, actually.
Yeah. So if you're watching and you haven't won before, you're going to get everything pictured here, but you're also going to get your choice of the sun shirt from
Right.
Hook that has our logo on it, either a short or long sleeve, or you have a choice of getting a hat if you'd rather get that. So
Hey,
whenever
David.
I reach out to the winners, I always ask them, "You want a shirt or a hat?" And if it's a shirt, I need your size.
Okay, that was my next question. So if you do win the giveaway, you can get the appropriate size hook shirt.
Yeah, as long as we have it. As
Yeah,
long as we
okay.
have it.
Gotcha.
Some sizes we're running low on already.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the captain's giveaway.
yeah.
So all of this prize right here is going to go to whoever won the drawing from the captain's boat. And I think the captain gets the shirt. Is that correct?
Captain gets a shirt and the client gets the prize pack.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we have 58 entries. for that category, and I already have it entered here. So third roll is going to be the winner. We've got 48, 58, and the winner is 54, which is Captain Scotty Wasson, the
Oh,
North
wow.
Carolina rep.
All right.
And his client is Alex Morgan with a 20-inch speckled trout.
Wow, awesome.
Way to go, Captain.
Way to
Scott.
go, Scotty, and way to go, Alex. Great job. Okay.
All right, this is
A.
giveaway A. This is an Epoch drawstring bag, iStrike, released over 23/16 3-pack. Pure Flash soft plastic. Thank you, Greg Sample. AFCO koozie, drum spots, medium, high, low military heather, Mirror marshmallow soft plastic. That's not a soft plastic, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Z-Man scented jerk shads, redfish toad, and a release over 20 hook shirt.
So take those jigs and those plastics and put me on a desert island with nothing else to fish with, and I'll catch fish on those.
Yeah.
You're right. You're exactly right.
David, I'd go with the Texas side though.
Well, I'm in agreement.
You're just not going to lose that Texas eye.
All right. For this one, we have 710 entries. So it's a little bit like winning the lottery. First roll, 188. Second roll, 331. The winner is 615. 615 is, drum roll, Robert Montana with a 23.5-inch red drum.
Good.
Robert has won before. He's I think our annual leader. So the more you enter, the better your chance of winning.
Yep.
And as evidenced by these guys that win multiple times because they just enter a lot of fish. That's how it's designed, folks.
Okay. So moving on to giveaway B, we have the Drum Spots Gray Beanie, which I'd love to have one of those. Drum Spots.
Enter some fish.
Okay, thanks, Adam. Drum Spots, a large blue T-shirt, Marshwear koozie, Marshwear sticker, Q8 artificial baits, an AFCO koozie, AFCO key float, Pure Flats baits, and Pure Flats decal, and a release over 20 hook shirt.
All right. Next. Okay, third roll will be the winner. 654, 315. The winner is 520. Some high numbers this time. 520. Oh, I saw Don Bailey's name there, but he wasn't there.
Last time I was one short.
Ellen Cutchin from Virginia with a 24-inch trout.
Wow.
Congrats, Ellen. We'll be in touch.
Hey, David, the yes pleases on that, is that for decals?
I think so.
Okay. I need to get some decals next time we see each other too.
Yeah, just let me know.
Are we down to giveaway C?
Yes.
All right. So giveaway C is Slapperfish decal, Sticks HD, T, and XL. Sticks HD sticker. By the way, Sticks HD, I mean, you guys have to look him up. He's got videos, and he's a pretty good dude. Z-Man Centered Paddler Z Bill Croker, Topwater Company Sample Pack Clip, Pure Flats Baits, Pure Flats Sticker, Mirror Lure 36 MR, and a release over 20 hook shirt.
And Sticks HD has a new brand called Wade.
Oh, really?
Which is really cool.
Really?
Maybe he can send us some of that stuff too.
WADE?
Yeah, like wade fishing.
Okay, wow, cool. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, three rolls. Third one will be the winner. First roll, 98. 236. The winner is 127. which is way up here, 127. 127. Frankie Morton from Florida with a 24-inch red drum. Congrats, Frankie. I'm always reposting Frankie's stuff on Instagram. Glad to see him win.
Well, y'all must have some redfish.
Well, we don't have trout. We got to have something to keep us occupied. So congrats to all the winners. I'll be sending an email out. Keep the entries coming. We have 3 weeks left in the month, and hope to enter on a strong note. Remember that pretty soon we're going to be transitioning to an app. It's going to be awesome. We are not taking your GPS. We are not stealing your information. We're trying to make it easy for you to enter fish and just make your overall experience better. I would not have it any other way than to make sure that your stuff is protected, because that's what we've always been about here. We're not trying to take advantage of anyone like most people are on the internet. We're trying to be a little different, positive influence on in the digital space. So,
Well,
all right, guys.
thank you to Daniel for jumping on with us. Certainly appreciate that. Thank you to the Zuckerbergs, because without them, we wouldn't have Z-Man products and
Zuckers.
Zucker. Zucker?
Yes. Zucker.
Okay. It's funny. My wife is friends with
Anita.
what's her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know him that well.
So Jonathan is kind of the head, the owner of Z-Man. That's where Z and Z-Man comes from, Zucker.
Okay.
His father founded the company based on the material Aztec, which he was a material scientist. He discovered that material and thought it would work really well for fishing lures.
Man, was he ever right?
But Jonathan, so he passed away, and his son Jonathan is the head of it now, and he always goes to ICAST. If you're at ICAST, you can meet him. He's a really cool guy, and he's just always been really supportive of iStrike and Release Over 20. Just really gracious, and definitely, if you're there, you should try to meet him.
I hope to go to Outcast again next year. I like to go again myself.
Yeah, you should definitely try to. And if we're able to raise enough money, we can afford to go to a few like expos in other states, like we did at ICAST, and go to some of these more consumer facing shows and help spread our message that way, face to face, and kind of meet the targeted audience there.
But David, with with what Z-Man's doing for us, and Greg Sample's been a great sponsor for us. I can see where we would have the money to not pay our way, obviously, but at least have the money to be able to buy a booth at some of these shows.
Yep.
And that would be great. I know Adam and I would definitely tailgate to one of those things. So
yeah, sure. It's definitely I think it's
Texas has a good one, doesn't it, Don?
Yeah, they have the Houston Boat Show, and then they have a couple of big ones over there.
Is there still a Biloxi one?
Yeah, there's still a Biloxi one. It's usually in February, I believe, and then a few weeks later, there's one in Mobile, Alabama. Then you got the big expo in Louisiana, the big Sportsman's Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd love to be able to hit all of them at some point.
And
I know there's a couple good ones in North Carolina as well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of venues for us to go to, but you need to pick the best bang for the buck, I guess.
Yeah, we do the one here in Charleston every year, and it's always been great. We get a lot of good outreach going there.
Didn't you do the flounder thing at Hadrill's?
Flounder thing?
You gave a talk there or something?
Yeah. They usually compass the booth space. In exchange, I always offer to do a seminar. So they usually have me for like 1 or 2 seminars there.
His seminars go over pretty good too.
Yeah.
So,
It's it's been a little mixed because it all depends on your time slot. Like the first one I did
Yeah.
was I think on like trophy trout in release over 20, and he put me in prime time, which is like noon.
Yeah.
And it was standing room only, and they filmed it, and everything was great. But I had a couple others where, and I'm always because I'm just doing it to help him. I tell Mike Abel, I'm like, put me wherever you want. I don't care. So
he put you first thing in the morning, didn't he?
Yeah, a couple times it was like real early, and there was like 10 people in there.
Yeah,
and I don't care, but I'm just glad to help him. But yeah,
I know you were pretty nervous for that one. It was like midday.
yeah.
But you killed it. You did.
It went over really well. It went over really well. You can watch it on our website, and if you go to the media or I think you go to the blog page, it's there.
The YouTube channel for sure.
Or yeah, it's on the YouTube channel too. Yeah.
I talked to Greg today. He was they finished 5th in the Battle of the Grubs in Mobile this past weekend or the weekend before. I'm not for sure which.
That's great.
No, his team finished 5th. Him and Mr. Elsley. I don't know who that is, but we chatted for a little bit, and he said y'all kind of set a date for the tournament in Hopedale.
Yep. Brandon Collier won it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Collier
had a 7-pounder.
Yeah, it had some hammers. Wow. And the cool thing is, like for Greg, is that most people are fishing his lures.
Yeah, he said the top 5 teams was all fishing slicks.
Yeah, that's cool. What's cool to me, like when we go to our redfish tournaments here, like everyone's fishing my jig heads, which I think is awesome. Like everyone's using Texas eyes, which is really cool.
I bet those thick, what are they called?
Thick tricks.
Thick tricks.
Yeah.
On a Ned rig, on a heavy Ned head, that little fat body sitting up and that tail quivering.
Oh yeah.
Ned head. Adam, that's you.
Oh yeah.
That's like it is like a Ned rig on steroids, but honestly, I think you can fish that better on David's Eye Strike Texas Eye.
With the swing head on it, yeah. If you just dead stick it,
really
it'll have more action.
Just dead stick and let it wiggle side to side at the bottom too, not just the tail, the whole
just
body.
Let the head move. That's all. Just let that head move.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're an hour in. Let's wrap it up.
All right, guys.
Thank y'all. Appreciate you all. See y'all next month.
All right, fellas. Have a good evening.